Hello. Okay, perfect. You can hear me all right, right? Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. I know we are in the way of you guys in lunch, so really appreciate you being in the room. I'm Shifa. I am the founding member of Spectator.ai. We are a sports tech company, and we build solutions for right holders to create short form content in real time. I'm delighted to be here with this esteemed set of panelists, co-panelists. And what we'll do is we'll start with a quick round of introductions, and then we'll delve into the panel. So why don't we start with you, Francisco?
So,
Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. No. Buenos días. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm honored to be here representing Liga Portugal. My name is Francisco Antunes. I'm the Chief Content Officer, as you can see. I've just arrived in the Portuguese League 4.5 months ago with a new board. My role didn't exist before, so this comes as a new strategy of this board, as content became one of the pillar strategies. And very exciting to be here. So it's you, Roger.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm Roger Brosel. I'm head of content at La Liga. I've been in the role for 10 years now, so my role basically consists of introducing innovations in the broadcast of our games for television and dealing with all the content production from programs, TV channels, and highlights, clips, so you name it. Anything that appears on a screen that has players of La Liga in it.
Hello, Shifa and team. I'm Cristina Delgado. I'm a YouTube partner manager, the head of YouTube of sports and news, podcasts, and health. And I manage the relationship with partners in terms of strategy and content strategy. I've been in YouTube more than 10 years, and previously I used to work in the sales team at Google. Previous to that, I used to work in different media companies. And it's a pleasure to be here and to share what is coming out from YouTube. A lot of good things to hear about.
We are sharing the microphone. That's the first partnership between YouTube and DAZN. So, bon dia, thanks for having me. I'm Kim Domènech, in charge of content and production at DAZN. For the last almost 6 years, I was leading also the Club World Cup in terms of production last summer, and I'm moving now into more a central role. And for the ones that don't know what DAZN is, please enjoy the video that we are playing now.
Last year, DAZN streamed more sport events than anybody else in the world.
If they want to see boxing, the home of boxing now is DAZN.
DAZN is the biggest and best streaming platform for sports in the world.
We are the global marketplace for sport entertainment.
DAZN use their technology to bring a better experience watching NFL football.
DAZN is revolutionizing the sport media landscape.
There was simply no other competitor that could offer us or the sport what was needed.
DAZN's platform allows us to reach our fans in over 200 countries.
DAZN está haciendo alianzas que nos está consiguiendo llegar a más gente, ¿no?
As Netflix and Spotify transform entertainment, DAZN is transforming sports.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. We talk about content and winning the audience, but I think one of the things that drives all these decisions is the fans and their consumption habits. Would love to hear your perspective on how, consumption habits have been evolving. We hear these buzzwords, Gen Zs, short form, social media, but I would love to hear from each of you in terms of what are you witnessing in terms of the fans' consumption habits. Maybe we'll start with you, Francisco.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yeah, we are, as I was explaining, we are in Liga Portugal, we are on a very specific point in time, as we are one of the only leagues in Europe that don't have the TV rights centralized. That will happen in 3 years from now, in the 2028 season. It was imposed by a government decree, and this board that I joined as a big strategy for this 3 years until the centralization. And one of our main objectives is to increase the visibility of our league, especially internationally. And so we are on the beginning of developing a lot of concepts. We have a big issue in terms of what we can do in content because we don't have the rights of the games. So we cannot use any image of our main competition. So we have to be creative and work around it. And so we are starting to produce concepts that don't depend on the evolution of the competition, that don't require the use of the game's images. And so I don't really have an answer for what are the fan consumption for now, because as I said, we are on the beginning of it. But we are very excited to create here a big hub of content it's a project that will end in 2028, this part of it. So for now, that's a bit where we are.
Thank you. Maybe Christina, you are at YouTube. How is YouTube, looking at content, short form content, and how's YouTube managing this balance of, virality trends and fan consumption habits?
Yeah. In terms of short form, in YouTube, it dominates mobile, but we've seen an increase and a huge rise on watching YouTube on connected TV. That's mean long form content. And this is for live streaming, long form content, podcast, and sports is one of the vertical that is growing so fast in the connected TV. So we've seen data is like 1 billion hours are watched on YouTube on connected TV in a daily basis. And sports content is growing around 30% of watch time on TV, on connected TV, year on year. So we see that this is due because of the long form and how we connect shorts with long form. The thing is, YouTube is a multi-platform format, a multi-format platform where you can see shorts, you can see long form, which is live streaming, podcast, VOD. So what we do is to connect these two with this long form with shorts with link. So shorts will provide discoverability, reach, engagement, while long form is more for loyalty, better monetization. So what we normally say to our providers is like, use all the formats, thinking about your audience, and you will reach all of them in a different status of the funnel.
Thank you. Maybe, while we're on the topic of long form and live streaming being equally critical to fandom, Roger, my next question is for you. In terms of how is live broadcast evolving, and as La Liga, what are you, how are you reimagining, or what are you doing on the live broadcast side to keep that, engagement and trend of long form content consumption, continued?
Yeah, so obviously at La Liga we focus on all forms of content, right? We're always trying to have as many eyeballs as possible, no matter where the platform, but obviously, most of our revenue comes from right sales, and broadcasters, what they're looking for specifically are live matches. Live matches today is probably the only form of content that still makes huge crowds sit in front of a screen at the same time. All other forms of content can be consumed on demand, right? So that's why football and all sports in general are crucial because they still make a huge crowd sit in front of a screen. So we don't take that for granted, not at all. We know that spending 90 minutes nowadays in front of a television is something that we need to cherish and treat very well. And what we're trying to do, and we've been trying to do for the last decade, is incorporate as many innovations as possible that make our games spectacular, entertaining, informative, so the fan can have 90 minutes of exciting content of entertainment, right? So we introduce aerial cameras, cinematic cameras, AR graphics, and currently we're very focused on interactivity. So we no longer want our product to be a passive thing where somebody sits, just watch whatever we produce and shut down and turn off the telly. What we want them is to participate, and now we have tools to do so. So with the help of QRs, we are promoting the voting for the MVP, for example, or in our multicam feed, participate in conversations, in polls, also incorporating the fantasy league within the normal broadcast. So yeah, for us, interactivity is what we're focused on right now to improve our broadcasts.
Perfect. And now going to the broadcaster's perspective, Kim, how are you? What are your 2 cents on the evolution of consumption habits, and as a broadcaster, how are you balancing or thinking about long form, live, and short form content?
So we are all aligned that we are competing for the attention of the people. That's the reality. And the reality is also that there is a huge fragmentation when talking about content consumption. Our intention has been always to empower the fan and to give all the chances for them to select which is the type of content, either long or short content. Meaning, obviously, we are a streaming platform, so that means that we are focused on the long form, but we are conscious that, again, we have limited time. We decide how do we want to enjoy sports, so that means that you need to offer also different form of highlights with different lengths, but at the same time to enhance your live events with shoulder content, with additional programs. And this is mainly our strategy, being able to fulfill the gaps that we have between the live events in order to provide different formats. And can be also through the different devices, meaning that you have one proposal when you are watching through TV, smart TV, but you have another one when you are consuming through your mobile. In fact, we are now developing a new feature called Moments, which will be a kind of shorts for YouTube, or a kind of a scroll, infinite scroll, in order to maximize also our vertical content, because the reality is that we are producing a lot of vertical content in our social channels, but we are not leveraging all this stuff in our environment, which is our platform. And we want to focus on the engagement in our platform. And that means providing, again, empowering the fan and providing the different formats with the different lengths in order to offer what the fan is expecting. That's our strategy. I think that everything is evolving as we go. The new gens indeed are consuming differently, that's the reality, but that's good because there is more offer, so they can select, they can choose, and we need to be at the same level, but offering everything we can.
Perfect. I think we have a perfect panel today. We have leagues, we have a social media platform represented, and a broadcaster. And the world of sports is all about team spirit and working together. And the same goes here, right? Collaboration is key. So on the topic of collaboration, maybe Christina, the questions for you. Recently, headlines of Bundesliga YouTube partnership. Creator partnership, were doing the rounds, and it's almost like copying the esports model of live content. How do you see creators reshaping the traditional relationship that has existed between fans, right holders, and streaming platforms or broadcasters?
For those that don't know what is happening with Bundesliga and creators, I will explain you a little bit. Bundesliga just got sold the rights to two creators in UK to live stream the Friday game of Bundesliga in UK and Ireland. But at the same time, Sky TV, they have the rights of the rest of the games in UK. And this is like the first time that a league, and a European league, does this here in Europe. But what I would like to talk is the phenomenon of cassette TV. How many of you have heard of cassette TV? Okay, cassette TV is a phenomenon on YouTube. This guy, it got more than 22 million subscribers on the platforms. He's from Brazil. And for the first time, he closed the rights. I mean, they bought the right for FIFA World Cup 2026 to live stream all games, 104 games on YouTube. Instead of Globo, you know, Globo is the biggest broadcasters in Brazil. It's the first time since 1892 that is not getting the whole rights for the whole competition. So this year or next year, the Globo will get only 52 games on his platform. And Cassette TV, what it's going to do is to live stream not only on YouTube, but also on Samsung TV, Prime, and Disney Plus as well. Okay, so this is like disruptive, completely disruptive, that a creator, a YouTube creator, is the one who signs directly with FIFA to get this right and to distribute this feed to YouTube and to all the platforms. In YouTube, the rights are free, completely free, funded by sponsors like Coca-Cola. In Brazil, it's just geo-block in Brazil this. And what they're doing is just to reach a huge audiences on the platform. This guy, he used to be a few million subscribers, but now he's got more than 22 million subscribers on the platform. So what they get from FIFA or the World Cup is like reach a huge amount and change the economics, the monetization also of this rights. He's able now to compete with other broadcasters around the world. So this is completely unbelievable, amazing thing.
Thanks, Christina, for sharing that. On that note, Francisco, you talked about being in the early stages of shaping your strategy around content, centralized rights, preparing for centralized rights. Would love to hear your perspective of how you think creators or a different disruptive model of streaming can come in handy, and what are you looking at from your perspective?
Just to add to what Christina said, I'm sure some of you heard about Tmania, Saudi Arabia, that started originally as podcast creators, and it just bought the national Saudi League rights for 1 billion. So it's amazing times in terms of this changing on broadcasters. So in fact, one of the in Liga Portugal, we are really aware that we are late because we didn't centralize the rights. So apart from Cyprus, we are the only league in Europe. We are the only league in Europe that doesn't have the rights centralized. And so we are aware that we are a bit late, but I think that brings us an advantage, that we can learn of what everyone else has done and what has turned well and what has turned bad. And so we are beginning cooperating and learning, sharing best practices and insights with all the other leagues, not all, but a lot of other leagues, to understand what are their perspectives on what happened good and bad, and to implement our own strategy, because obviously we have some particular issues in our country that we cannot just simply copy what has been done in other countries. So we are looking in a lot of perspectives. Nowadays, we have our rights divided by 3 TV channels, so it's a big cost for the audience, for the fan, and we don't want that. In Portugal, in fact, there is no YouTube creators with the power of Kazé TV or Tmania, but we never know, so we are open to it. What we are doing with TV creators now, it's more in social media. With creators, is more like in social media, trying to have them help our visibility. And yeah, the strategy is to, as I was saying, we don't have the games, we don't have the highlights. So, as Kim and Roger were saying, the live game is the most important. So what we're trying to do is to produce evergreen content. We have a streaming platform, a free streaming platform called Liga TV, where we are trying to produce, as I was saying, evergreen content, so concepts that don't depend on the evolution of the competition, obviously because of having bigger access from the clubs, because it's an organic competition, so I'm sure that everyone in content in sports has already heard something that was going to be shot, and the club says, oh, not today because we've lost the game, so could we postpone it? So we are still on, and with the talks that we had with other leagues, I understood that they have similar problems in the bigger teams. But in Portugal, we are just in the beginning, so we are still educating the clubs that the content is a big deal and that they have to have something about it. We've just launched a TV series, so we just to complete, we are working now more on creating premium content, so quality instead of quantity. My previous experience. I didn't come from the football world. This is my first time in football. I've been a film and television director and producer for all my life. I have 3 nominations for the International Emmy Awards. And so I've brought a little bit of a premium idea to the content that we produce. So I'll give you an example. We've just launched a TV series called Captains, that follows the captain of each team. One episode follows the captain of each team in the preparation for the game, in personal life and in training. And each episode ends when the team enters the field, so where we are not able to shoot anymore. And it has, just to share this, because of this part that I was saying, the educating the clubs. In the beginning, every club, most of the clubs were saying, no, we don't want anyone in. We are preparing for the game, so we don't want to be distracted. So we tried a drive to survive effect strategy. There was one club that was interested, so we did the episode with them. And after the episode was released, we were contacted by 5 other clubs saying that they wanted to do it also. So we are on that part of trying to show that because the previous board didn't have this content strategy, so in fact we're beginning a bit from scratch. Just to give you an example, and this is 10 years late probably, we just launched our first podcast 1 month ago. So that's something that you will understand that should have been done 10 years ago. But we are surfing the wave and going after it, doing everything we can to increase the visibility and to have the sale, the highest sale that we can for the rights.
Perfect. That's great color. Roger, from La Liga's perspective, right? You have everything at your disposal. Doing streaming on your own platforms versus broadcasters, leveraging creators. How does La Liga approach collaboration during season and in the off-season days? Like, could you give us a little bit more, or what are you thinking about differently on that front?
So like I said in the first answer, we do all sorts of content, all of them. Even in our OTT platform, we broadcast other sports, not football. So we do handball, for example, right? So this as an example of how the variety of content that we produce. We do, of course, collaborations during the season for the most attractive matches with international influencers, for example, that we invite to come to experience La Liga firsthand and be able to do exclusive content with clubs. And of course, they have their own organic followers, and it helps us reach audiences that sometimes would be more difficult for us, being because in Spain we are a premium content, right? Everybody in Spain, the day they're born with a scarf, and off they go. They can watch their favorite team. But outside of Spain, we are competing. We're competing against Liga Portugal. We're competing against everyone. So our goal is to reach audiences that would not be specifically this international football niche, right? And with collaborations, we can do so. And following up on his answer, on Francisco's answer, with the clubs at La Liga, we've seen a great improvement in terms of how they collaborate with us, how they help us enhance the La Liga brand, because at the end of the day, it's a brand too that's benefiting. And we created 2 years ago a program that we call the Incentives Program. And I'd like to thank Kim here on stage, personally thank him, because he pushed us to do it very much, and he was an important actor in that. And that program has allowed us to get access, no? Because we talk a lot about innovations and technology and how we use AI, but then all these are only means to an end. The end is to have something interesting to say. And something interesting might be recorded with a mobile phone or with a super high-res 8K camera. It doesn't matter. The important is that the content is interesting, that somebody wants to watch it. And having access, for example, to dressing rooms before and after the games has been a huge leap. And I don't know if people in the audience who follow football, for example, for me, being able to listen to what the manager says in the cooling breaks, I love that. I mean, as a fan, I totally love that. And I wish we could have cooling breaks throughout the entire season only to listen to the managers, because, like I said, it's only a microphone and a camera. It's no big deal. What makes a change is the access, is having a club understanding the idea that this is a show, this is entertainment. It has to be as good as possible because the NFL is doing it, the NBA is doing it, and you're competing against them. So yeah, I think this has improved our broadcast big time.
Kim, from last but not the least, hearing from the broadcaster's perspective, right? You have access to all this premium content, not just La Liga, but multiple football leagues for that matter. And so how are you?
They don't have anything more premium than La Liga.
But how are you approaching collaboration in this space? Yeah.
So look, first of all, it seems like, are we competitors with La Liga or are we partners?
Partners.
Are we partners? Because you were explaining that you are having your own content, you are having more content, not only La Liga, you are having your own OTT, and you are again competing for the attention of the audience, right? That's the reality.
Through our estimated partners like you.
We are paying the party, and then you can have this proposal, just in case.
Is this a fight now?
No. It's not a fight, but it's a little bit weird. It's the reality, but at the same time, we are partners. And as he was saying, we have been collaborating a lot, and I have been pushing a lot for having this level of access. That's the reality. But we need to find the balance. We need to find the balance because they are, again,
For the people in the audience, we've known each other for 20 years, so we are like a marriage, and we do this every day. We meet, we discuss in front of people,
Yeah,
and
we could produce a show together in case that, and we go and have a tour. But no, and it was really useful what we made for La Liga in terms of access with the clubs and the players, and now for my past experience with Club World Cup, it was really useful to get all the 32 clubs that were participating in one room. We were in Zurich, and I was presenting all these examples of the camera inside the dressing room, the cooling break, etc., etc. And I was mixing this with the NFL, NBA examples. So there were many clubs that were reluctant to collaborate, such as Chelsea, Bayern Munich, you know, these old guys in the room telling us, what do you think? Do you think that this is NFL? No, sorry, you are going to play this tournament in the US, the country of the entertainment. You need to take, at least to have a look of what they are doing there, what NFL, what NBA, but this is currently happening in La Liga. And at the end, by the way, it was solved because we paid more money for the clubs, and you know, money talks, and at the end, they were really collaborative, the same as the incentives program that we have for La Liga. So it's a matter of sometimes, you know, having to incentive also economic-wise to the clubs in order to make it happen. However, again, and going back to what to your question, I think that we need to find everyone's room, you know, and I think that they were helping with the clubs in terms of access, and our intention is to make La Liga even bigger, and engaging with the fans and understanding their behavior and enhancing the shows and offering the second screen experience through the fan zone, which is the real-time chat that we have during the events, and also promoting fantasy, because fantasy is crazy with the new generations, and we are seeing a lot of engagement through this game. So all these things we need to put in the same pot and play together in order to get more engagement.
Thank you. Well, Roger said the buzzword of every panel today these days, AI, right? And we would be remiss if we don't talk about the role of technology and artificial intelligence, and in general the role of technology. Christina, YouTube does a lot on the technology side. A lot of it is like, you know, in-house technologies being developed for for the creators, for making the experience better for audiences. Would love to hear from you what YouTube is doing or thinking in that direction.
Okay. I don't know if you heard about Made on YouTube. Made on YouTube is an annual event where we announce, the CEO of YouTube, Neil Mohan, announced the new or the updates of the YouTube tools. So this year, he said that more than 30 tools made by AI are going to be launched in YouTube. So, and the goal for this is to help creators, YouTube creators, to create a better content, faster content, optimize their time, and increase the monetization on the platform. So I would like to name a few of them. Few of these tools are already launched, and like, for example, when you do a live stream on YouTube, you are able to do it now in a vertical and horizontal mode, and at the same time, you are able to combine the two chats for having all the creators or all the fans together in the same room. And then what we launch also is ad-by-side. To monetize this live streaming, we are launching also a new ad format where you can squeeze the video of the live game, and on the right-hand side, you will be able to watch an announcement like in a TV format. We will have also QRs for TVs. And then on the podcast side, for example, we're providing to podcaster tools for them. You know that podcast is a long-form content. So we are developing tools for them to cut the podcast in shorts and clips, but in an automatic way. That means that AI is going to suggest you the segment that you should cut, and straight away it will publish in the short feed and also on the YouTube channel. But the biggest one that I would like to talk about is like auto dubbing. 2 years ago, we launched multi-audio, which is manual. You know, we were able for you, the creator, to upload audio tracks on the platform in different languages for you to reach different audience globally. But now we're launching also the auto dubbing. Auto dubbing is AI, completely AI. It's not, you don't need to go a third party. It's the YouTube already translate your video in different audio tracks. And also, it's gonna happen this year, at the end of this year, that we're gonna do it with lip sync. What does it mean? That it modifies the lip movement of the speaker, and then it will replicate the original speaker's tone, emotion, and pace. Let me, if you want Paula to check this video, please.
Partendo appunto proprio dall'estetica, adesso inizio a raccontarvi le cose che cambiano.
The aesthetics. Now I'll start telling you about the things that have really changed. First of all, the camera department. There have been some interesting upgrades in the Pro versions, but there is a huge new feature on the basic.
You see, it's like same tone, same. It's unbelievable. I think it's crazy. And this is working. It's not working yet, but it's coming very soon. And I would like to go for the next slide, Paula. We're going to launch Ask Audio, what is like you integrate in artificial intelligence in the YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio is like the back office of the YouTube channel. So you will be able to ask to this chat, for example, why my video has got less views last week, how can I generate more revenue on videos, and all the data that is coming from is they get the source from all the community feedback, all the analytics, and all the data along the way that you've been working with this, the YouTube channel. It's unbelievable how better you will be able to create content on the platform. And the last one is like the inspirational tab is already available, but we are launching a new version which provides more or up to 9 video ideas from a prompt, and is subject to a script, title ideas, and also images. So you will be able to select one of them and just publish in the platform. So there's a lot of things to do with the AI tools. I mean, I encourage you to use it, to play with, and for sure it's going to save you a lot of time on the platform to create your content.
Thanks, Christina. So we have only 3 minutes. Any parting thoughts on technology, AI, fan engagement, anything that you guys want to talk about from a technology perspective? Kim?
No, that's amazing, and yeah, the AI is here obviously, and we are also at the zone trying to understand how we can use AI. Especially we are focused on personalization, meaning you have one different platform for every single fan according to what you have watched before, your preferences, what you like, what you share, the same as TikTok and the social media, YouTube, etc. So this is crucial for us. But then in terms of production, we are using also WSC for the highlights, automatization, which is again a big discussion, a big debate that we are having is speed over quality, because obviously after the game you have in 5 minutes, you have the highlights, but still there is a lot of room to improve because the quality of the highlights editorial-wise still are not good enough. Sometimes they are missing an important play or an important thing that has happened in the game, and the AI is not able to identify. I still believe a lot on the emotion of the people, the journalists, the commentators, and to be as much authentic and natural as possible. And I think that AI is still not there. So let's keep at least this part of the human side connected to the sports, which at the end of the day is emotion also. And as far as I know, AI still don't have emotions. and we need to at least preserve this.
That's true.
Roger? Yeah, Christian.
That's fine. I was hearing the other day a podcast for a very a person that loves AI and talk about AI, and he said, hopefully AI hasn't got emotion, and hopefully in the future it doesn't get emotion, because apparently last year people that were talking to using AI, apparently most of the searches on AI were based on knowledge. But this year is about mental health. You know, the AI is converting to psychology. So AI is not emotion. We are not preparing AI. I mean, Google and Microsoft is not prepared for emotional and to be a psychologist. So please don't use this as a psychology, because it's not good. Okay? Just wanted to raise this.
30 seconds, Roger.
No, we at La Liga, we also use the WSC platform to produce highlights, and that has helped us produce more different durations of highlights and distribute it in a more efficient manner as well, because distribution is also very important for us. Being a global competition, we need to produce different contents for different media partners, and also create content that's localized, because you know, in in Poland, Lewandowski goals are super meaningful, so it's important that the broadcast partner there has all the goals by Lewandowski in the shortest time possible and produced in a good way. And I also see a big future for us, also being a global competition, with all the translations, dubbing, subtitling facilities that the AI gives us. Because in the past it was a cost, and it was hours of work. And now you can do it very simply, very effectively with the help of AI. So, and let's see what's around the corner. You probably know more than us.
Well, but this panel is about your insights. And Francisco, last comment from you on AI technology and how you're leveraging.
So yeah, as we don't have the highlights, we don't have the need to use AI on our content, but we are obviously, this tool is amazing. So we are obviously looking at all these tools, not only on content, but on fan engagement, even on competition management. We're talking with La Liga about it. So we are trying to implement all these tools. We have, as a project, the desire to create like a hub in our league to provide services to the smaller clubs that don't have a chance to, financially, to buy that technology by their own. So we are working on creating that hub that can provide to the smaller clubs these services. In fact, they are our stakeholders. So we work for them, and that's one of the big projects now. We're creating something called Liga Plus that wants to centralize not only the TV rights, but a lot of other assets, marketing assets, sponsor assets, because we have a big gap between our 3 big clubs, and we have 2 more clubs with some numbers, but all the rest, and specifically on our second league, they really need our help to improve.
Perfect. Thank you. I think we're up for time. Thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the panel.